guys hung around for a long time. How do you think you guys execute the game plan and kind of play to your pace? Most of the time, made it tough on Arkansas.
I think we have to shorten the game in order for our roster to have its best chance. I thought in many respects we played to the scouting report. Coach has done an incredible job relative to their execution. If you study their defensive numbers, they're through the roof. And then I think offensively, I think all of those guys are very confident in what they're doing, and I think they're aware of who's shooting and when, and there's unquantifiable value in that. We have a negative margin from the tip, and I thought our preparation was good. I thought we handled an incredible college basketball environment in many respects about as well as we could. It's just so hard for us to overcome the turnover rate that we have. And I don't know the exact number, but it was very high in the last ATO of the first half and very high in the last ATO of the second half. So.
What do you think of Arkansas overall? And yeah, I think you guys had 3 turnovers in a row there when it was about a 7-point game. That's kind of how they got some cushion finally.
Yeah, 3 is very pesky. Maybe that's the appropriate adjective. Really, really good on-the-ball defender. And I think their pressure, regardless of which player, they do a really good job of, I don't know if being in the gap is the right word, but the pressure, it's contested on every dribble. It's contested on every pass. They own the elbow. I think that's probably one of their defensive principles, really hard to get it to the elbow. And I agree with what you said. Those turnovers that you mentioned was a cushion that we couldn't overcome. And very similar, the last minute and 10 seconds of the first half, kind of the same thing, turnover by the Aggies, made field goal by Arkansas. We have to get a shot at the rim. I think we one of the numbers that, because of how our team is built, that we focus on is we have to make sure that we get more field goal attempts than the opponent. And in truth, we probably won't ever get more, but we need to be in the mix. And I think we had 26, it was 26-24 in the first half. And then you see the numbers in the second half. And I understand it was only a 1-point difference in the second half, but it's just mathematically, it's so hard for us to overcome that they shot 34 balls in the second half and we shot 19. It's because we turned it over 12 times. And it's just, that's just one of the numbers that we have simplified with our team. We have to get the same number of field goal attempts that the opponent does. It's just hard. 58-45 is a hard number for us to overcome. Typically, it comes from 2 things. Either we turn it over too much and or we're getting obliterated on the offensive glass. We've done better on the offensive glass as of recently, and today we just gave them the ball too many times.
Coach, I think the last 12 minutes of the game, Arkansas went with 5 guards. How do you think that group impacted or changed the game?
Yeah, I think they're comfortable with that. That's my opinion. 2, 35, 3, 15, 33, 1. I think they're all interchangeable. I think their games are very defined relative to how they're going to play. Regardless of what set coach calls, I think they could run them from all 5 positions. Start 33 at the point, but yet entering today, 15 is playing 30-plus minutes at the point. Well, he starts at the 4. I just think they play positionless. They play with great spacing. And like I said from the first question, I think they know who's going to shoot what ball. 33 is not going to shoot a 3. 33 is going to shoot off the bounce. 1 is going to shoot 87% of his shots off the catch. 15 is going to put it on the floor before his shot. 2 is, I think 3% of his shots have been back to the basket. He's going to face you up. So I think they're comfortable no matter who the 5 are. They're going to play 8 guys. If 0 plays, he's the 8th. So I think they're interchangeable, and it's a hard matchup. And I think whatever it was, 7 of those guys are returning that played, and then they signed 33 who at some point had experience with some of these guys possibly. So I think they're all interchangeable, hard to guard.
Yeah, Buzz, I think you guys were holding Joe number 1 to 6, then he scored 11 late. What'd you think of his kind of late burst? And then also, what'd you just think of him and Jones as a combo? They had 34 between them.
So hard to guard. So hard to guard because 15 can beat you on the bounce and force help, and 1 is shooting 37% behind 25 feet. And so if you don't help on 15, he's going to destroy you. And when you do help, 1's going to shoot, and 1 can shoot it past half court. And I guess one of the things that we tried to focus on is you're 15 and I'm guarding 1 and you drive it towards me, I have to stop you, which means there's got to be rotation coming from behind me to get to 1, but it's happening so fast and 1's going to catch it and shoot it. And so you have to be there on the catch. And so as soon as I help on the ball, my rotation, he's already got to be behind me because 1's about to shoot. And I think the combination of those 2 put great stress on you. And I think 33 does a really good job of maybe, I'm not trying to coach their team, when it's out of sorts or out of rhythm, 33 does a really good job of kind of controlling it to make sure that 15 and 1 get the shots they need to get.
Would you like the play of Andre Gordon today, your freshman?
For a freshman, first game on the road, who's not a point, but because of where we're at, is having to play the point, has grown up a lot in the month of December. He's trying to do what we're asking him to do. His teammates have done a really good job of helping him grow because his teammates know he has to play the point, and they understand the burden that is for him. But I thought he did some really good things for us.
Anything else for Coach? Thanks, Coach.
Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.